Basically what you want to do then is you want to let that barium make its way through, and then before you start to study, they often will swallow a bunch more barium so you see the stomach again, for sure. Okay? All right, so here you can see that that's one of these. We've got quite a bit of barium in the stomach, and you've got a bunch going all the way through the majority of the small bowel. Does that make sense? Okay. In today's world, very often you will see one of two things. You'll either see a helical CT. Do you know what I mean when I say that? That's the one where it just keeps going around and around and around, the patient just slides through. With the helical CT, they have the patient drink something that basically makes all of the vasculature just a little bit more dense. It's not really dye per se, okay? But it just concentrates, it's a lot easier to see the soft tissue. And with those helical CTs, it's very easy to get pretty much any imaging plane that you want, and you can create three-dimensional images. Okay, so a lot of times those are done to evaluate the bowel. Okay, you can also do a barium swallow, and instead of doing plain film, you do a CT scan. Okay, so you get slices through that barium. That takes quite a bit of level of, quite a bit of understanding. You really have to study those quite a bit to be able to learn the imaging findings that accompany those kinds of cuts of CT through the barium. The first one's pretty easy. It's very similar to what you would see here. Okay, so all three are still done. Okay, and I'd say of the three, this is the least frequent. Okay, all right. So I do think it's still valuable to kind of understand how the process works. One of the things about continuing to do some of these older studies like this, the barium swallowing for the upper GI and then the barium enema for the lower GI, is that when this is going on, the radiologist will watch things as it goes through. So you do it fluoroscopically, all right? So that you kind of watch the things go through, especially with the barium enema, okay? So we'll show you one in just a second, but as the dye is moving through, you have peristalsis. So I can be standing there as the patient's lying on the table, and I'm looking at this with the fluoroscope, and I'm looking to see how everything moves, because I might have an area where there's a tumor, and I don't get any movement. I might have an area that looks like it could be a tumor, but it's spasm, and it will change its shape. So the ability to see that in real time is invaluable, okay? All right, and that's something that